This experience is deeply unsettling, especially now when I look back at that winter night in 2019. My fiancée, Sarah, and I had rented an isolated wooden cabin deep in the northern mountain woods for a week-long getaway. It was completely secluded, surrounded by frozen rivers, steep cliffs, and endless pine forests. I had a habit of slipping out late at night for amateur astrophotography. Sarah hated the cold and usually slept early, so once the cabin went quiet, I'd grab my camera and take a 15-minute hike to a high rocky ledge that overlooked the entire valley. It was my designated spot to clear my mind. One night around 1 a.m., as I sat on the edge of the cliff adjusting my camera lenses, a bizarre noise broke the silence. It was a low, pulsating, metallic humming sound, almost like a rhythmic wow-wow echo spinning through the trees. It wasn't natural, and as someone who has camped my entire life, I knew no North American animal could produce a sound like that. Driven by curiosity, I left the ledge and walked into the dark woods, tracking the noise. The closer I got, the louder the pulsating resonance became, vibrating right in my chest. Then, the moment I felt it was standing right in front of me, the sound instantly stopped. But it wasn't just the humming that stopped. Everything went dead. The wind in the pine trees vanished, the nocturnal insects muted, and the entire forest felt completely frozen. In that suffocating silence, a twig snapped behind me. I spun around, scanning the pitch-black woods. Roughly 10 feet away, standing between two large pine trees, was a tall, impossibly skinny figure. It stood on two legs, but it had to be over 7 feet tall, with a distorted, ash-gray complexion. I took a fraction of a step forward, and the entity violently flinched, shifting into a hunched, predatory stance, ready to charge. In the dim moonlight, I caught the reflection of its massive, pitch-black eyes staring right through my soul. We stood in a terrifying standoff for what felt like seconds. The moment I shifted my weight, the creature let out a horrific mechanical screech and skittered away into the darkness on all fours with unnatural speed. Startled, I tripped backward into the snow. By the time I stood up, it was gone, and the forest slowly came back to life as the wind returned. I hurried back to the cabin, completely unnerved. When I burst through the door, Sarah was awake, absolutely furious and crying. She grabbed my arm and asked where I had been for the last 4 hours. I laughed, telling her I'd only been gone for 40 minutes. But when I checked my phone, it was nearly 5:30 a.m. 4 hours of my life were completely gone, wiped clean from my memory with no explanation. I spent the rest of the night sitting on the cabin porch, staring blankly at the sky in pure shock. Just as the first light of sunrise began to break over the horizon, a heavy, deafening whoosh sound rushed directly over the cabin roof, like a massive, silent weight flying low through the air, though nothing was visible in the sky. We packed our bags and left the cabin that morning. For years, I kept this to myself, fearing people would call me insane. But after seeing others share similar encounters, with missing time and tall figures in the woods, I finally found the courage to speak out. I don't care if anyone believes me. I know what encountered me in those dark woods.